Hey everyone, welcome to another Talking Head video. Today, I feel like we should talk about um, an important topic of does gear matter in this day and age? Now, this topic's been talked about countless times throughout the years of photographers and stuff like that. And with my experience, I have a very nuanced point to make to this. And the answer is for a lot of times no, but for some cases yes, right? Now, why I say it's nuanced is because of this. If you are a young aspiring photographer and just looking to get in the game, and you're just looking for the right camera, to be honest with you, any camera will do for you. Any camera of this generation, the capabilities of a lot of cameras these days is far superior to what they were in the past. So I feel as if like being a young photographer, you definitely have way more options than my generation of photographers or even the past generation of photographers ever had. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. Now, does gear matter? Like I said, in some cases, yes, in some cases, no. If you're a photographer trying to get into certain niche, particular fields, and I'm talking professional wildlife, sports, print, right? You're getting your pictures printed. Then, yeah, a high end camera would definitely be needed, right? Some cases, yes, some cases, no. Definitely in the sports and wildlife, I would say yes, because what are you dealing with? Animals, they move. You need a good tracking system. You're also dealing with, if you're dealing with athletes, they move, they're fast. You need a good tracking system. You need a camera that shoots really high frame rates to get these animals or athletes. That is a given, right? But if you're just taking natural portraiture, a very stationary person, they're not moving around too much, they're just staying in the same place, then I would say most cameras at this point will do. Shoot, even an iPhone would do at that point, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't think in this day and age, unless you're in those niche perspectives, really matter. And I say that also because even let's just say the other category that I specified, which was print. Most cameras at this point shoot like 20 megapixels, 40 megapixels. Some are even doing 100 right now, and those are the high-end ones. But majority of cameras are doing 20 to 24 megapixels. Dude, that is way much enough for you to do a print, a high-end print. And I think that goes into a lot of things. If you're even doing print, if you are not doing print and you are getting these pictures and you put them on social media, for example, like an Instagram or something, I don't think you need the extreme high megapixels of like 40 to 100 megapixels. That don't make no sense. That's a waste of megapixels, to be honest, because no matter how you upload, it's not even due to your quality of pictures. It's based on the social website. Sometimes they have very low upload rates where they're basically gonna compress your images or videos, so they always look somewhat not that great, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? So in that instance, I understand. Now, I said this is nuance, right? So I have a nuanced position on it as well. There's a lot in this generation hybrid shooters, right? And hybrid shooters are photographers who also do a bit of video, or videographers who also like to do a bit of photography. I think gear matters when it comes to this. Only because if you are producing those both variables, a lot of cameras need to have good video specs to kind of capture what you're trying to capture, right? For instance, for a long time, cameras didn't have 120 frames per second slow motion. Shoot, the most we got was 60, right? So, and then also at the same time, a lot of cameras didn't shoot 4K, right? A lot of cameras did not shoot 4K. What is 4K? 4K is just the amount of pixels, I guess you could say, right? A lot of old school TV shows shot in 720s. You ever see like when your TV looks a little bit more, the shows you used to watch, and you go back on YouTube and you watch them and they're kind of boxy. They don't fit the whole frame of YouTube, and there's like little black edges on the side. That's like most likely they were shooting on 720. You know, 4K is like the next level, and a lot of shows are being shot in 4K or 8K cameras and stuff like that. So I think if you're doing a lot of video work in your hybrid shooter, I think maybe investing in a good camera would help you. Don't have to invest in the best camera, because a lot of cameras right now do 4K and shoot about 4K 24 frames per second. So I mean, that's really good enough for most things that you're doing. But like I said, a lot of it is based on what you're trying to get into. If you're trying to get into wildlife and all stuff, you're probably gonna need a better camera. But if you're getting into just portraiture, simple portraiture, stationary subjects, I don't think that you need these extremely expensive high-end cameras. I don't think so. And that's my honest opinion, right? Like I said, when I first started out, I was shooting with like an entry-level cameras for the longest time. I was buying entry-level cameras, like I had entry-level cameras from Nikon throughout most of my career. It was only when I felt like I wanted to upgrade and see the difference of working with full-frame cameras that I decided to, up the ante a little bit. And, I had different kind of clientele from when I started. So I feel like it's all about you, So like messaging photographers and asking them what camera to use, I don't think the answer is so simplistic like that. Like, so that way you can see what camera you need to buy to get it. I don't think the answer is so simplistic. Also, there's this topic of like brands of cameras that are good and bad and stuff like that. Honestly, let's be honest here. We are in a golden age of cameras. Cameras are doing amazing things right now, and a lot of people like to harp on Nikon, and I understand. As a person who shoots Sony or Canon, you're looking at the autofocus and the tracking, the tracking of your camera. You're like, Nikon is not there yet. But unless you've used both systems, I don't think you can really say that. Each camera company has their drawbacks, but we are in a golden age of photography and even videography. We are living the dream right now. So brand loyalty don't make sense to me. I personally love Nikon. I've always shot with Nikon, but that's due to the fact that that's what I started out with. That's what I've been working with for years, right? And I just love the overall aesthetic and their color science and stuff like that. So that's just a personal choice for me personally. Besides that, If I don't mind, I wouldn't mind shooting with a Sony or a Canon. But I prefer Nikon because of the ergonomics and the color science, and it just feels right to me to use that, right? Um, it, there's always somebody on YouTube doing autofocus tests with Nikon compared to this and all that kind of stuff, and it's just like it's kind of it's not really a one-to-one ratio situation. Like it's just not. It's based on your circumstance. Like if you're shooting portraiture, and say your client, the model or whatever, is her head is facing the sun, the back of her head is facing the sun, and she's looking directly at you, most cameras are gonna have a hard time finding the face. Why? Because light's beaming right into the camera, and it's hard to see with flares and all these kind of stuff to get the eye. It's not the easiest thing to do for a camera to kind of figure out. So it's like, I don't know, those kind of tests always kind of bothered me. I don't know, but that's just me. Anyways, overall, my conclusion is based on what you want to do in photography. That's all it is. It's based on what you want to do in photography. If you feel like you want to do A-level stuff, working for corporations and stuff like that, shooting wildlife and shooting sports, then most likely you're gonna need a pretty camera to help you with that, right? But if you're doing portraiture, simple stuff, I think you're okay with mostly any camera out today that's come out today. Like you'll be fine. Like you'll be doing great. Anyways, that was just my 2-piece and a biscuit. Yeah, make sure if you got what camera are you using? Right, comment down below, and tell the people what kind of camera you're using, and what camera do you feel like you want to upgrade to, I guess, right? But yeah, make sure to like comment, and give some suggestions on what kind of videos you like me to talk about. And I can tell you guys story times or any kind of stuff like that. And yeah, see you guys next time in the next video.